Hey guys, so a few days ago a kid of a friend of mine had one of these toys laying around and I played a bit around with it, but somehow they did not allow me to tear it down or look inside. They have some interesting feature. I want to know how it's really done. So it's basically like you have here these fidget like bubbles you can press in, and in the back is this spring like retraction device thingy, which allows to reset these fidget bubbles. Same here. And both have 3 AAA batteries inside. Let's turn it just on and make it a bit more silent. And it is the fact that you can basically press in these buttons and it does know which one you did press. So if I press the correct one, if I would not have been too slow, let's try it again. Like so. If I press it in, it knows it, but if I press the wrong in, it's also noticing it. So it does exactly know which one is pressed, and the same for this version. So here it is correct, but here it's wrong. And I can feel no buttons inside or anything that hints for how they know which of these bubbles is pressed. And that's what we're gonna find out today and finally tear them down. So let's start with a smaller one. This is really like the worst quality of plastic I have seen and felt in a long time. So this is so ungood for any child. So it's really not advised to get one of these. Especially if some child maybe even takes it in the mouth or whatever to play around. Yeah, do not get one of these, just a warning. And yeah, there are 4 screws to hold it together. I can feel how the spring is already pushing it against. And here are the batteries inside. So let's see where it goes. Okay, so we have this back side, we have a PCB, and here in the top would be the speaker, I guess. Yeah, and here are 2 buttons. Oh, there were 4 buttons, but maybe they do not install all of these pushers inside. I guess these 2 buttons are to detect if the back is pressed in on itself to reset the bubbles. And now let's also take a look at the other side of the PCB. I will just quickly unscrew with this professional tweezer to get it inside. Like so, and now let's reveal it. And okay, so right now it looks like these are buttons, like the normal, like you find in like TV remotes, like buttons, like these rubber buttons. And it looks like it's the same here as well, just with the hole in the middle. I will just remove everything for now, so we can take a perfect look. So it seems like whenever such a bubble is pressed in, it will also press in on the open dome, I would call it. And this will then close the circuit here, like on a normal TV remote, these buttons, which is material here, conductive spray coat, something like that. Let's turn on the light a bit more to maybe read off the microcontroller. And it looks like it is mentioning something like
EN7194B.
I guess this is just some random microcontroller and nothing specific, just for this game type. And I think this is an on button. Let's make it a bit more silent, and yeah, we should now be able to press the button just like this. Let's reset it that way, and yeah, so it's just some resistive buttons like you find in any remote. Okay. And let's also take a look into this Fidget bubble part. Okay, so it's quite hardly glued onto the other plastic. And these bubbles are clearly like tensioned to want to be more on the lower side. So they are quite hard to get up again, but easy to pop down again. And that way they make sure to press into these buttons itself. Okay, let's also open up the other one just to know if it's the same way. Let's zoom out again and maybe turn off the other one. So far it's nothing much of a wonder inside, of course. Still nice to see it finally. Nothing unexpected or expected. I mean, somehow they need to make it very cheap, or as cheap as possible. And the mechanic overall feels really like, yeah, nice, I would call it. So it's the fidget part really gets through. Okay, so this pops also open like fairly easy because of the springs here that just flow against me. We have again the speaker here and the main PCB, and just by looking that way, okay, they look quite similar, but still are definitely not the same. But overall it looks to be the same in the end. Let's also open it up completely. Hopefully it will not scream too much. But I guess it will even have the same microcontroller on it, as the sounds and such are just the same. And yeah, okay, this will give some clues. So we have both PCBs next to each other, definitely separate type or separate production and overall anything. But we are lucky on this one, they have not an anonymous printing. This is a JL part, so it's a GLE microcontroller.
And in this case, a 55A4.
So the last 4 digits are always at JL, the type of microcontroller. And the first part is just some serial number, etc. So with this 55A4 at the end, we will be able to find out exactly what microcontroller it is. And JL has some open SDKs, quite nice. So if it's not OTP, it would even be able to be reprogrammable. No idea if you even want that, but still, just for the fun of it maybe. And by the look of it, this microcontroller is the same, so they will not go over the hassle to create the same firmware for different chips. So I'm quite sure that this is also a JL part, and it's quite nice to know it that way, just by the clues we can get. And yeah. So while the table is now a mess, I will see if I maybe will just put everything back together and just have it as a reminder of how it's done for the future. Just this That plastic one is really not meant for kids to be around. Okay, have a great day and see you to the next journey.